News Now at 11 with Paula Francis and Dave Crevassier. The news of Southern Nevada is now.
A mystery that began 49 years ago tomorrow is causing new heartache for one Henderson family. It started with the kidnapping of a one-day-old baby from a Chicago hospital back in April 1964.
And the kidnapper was never caught, but 2 years later, an infant was found in New Jersey and was assumed to be that kidnap victim. The baby, Paul Joseph Fronczak, is now a grown man, lives in Henderson, recently learned through DNA testing that he is not a Fronczak after all, and he struggled with the idea of telling his parents the news. I-Team's George Knapp continues this exclusive story.
In our attempts to help Paul Fronczak find out who he really is, the I-Team has contacted public agencies in Illinois and New Jersey to find out what records they might have which could unravel this perplexing mystery. So far, agencies in both states have been either unable or unwilling to provide even a single document. Our request for the FBI file on the kidnapping case could take years to get. In the meantime, Fronczak is doing what he can to fill in some of the missing pieces of his life.
Right, you ready, Em?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do this.
What is that?
This is a DNA kit.
A Band-Aid?
Kind of.
For nearly all of his 49 years, he's been Paul Fronczak, but a home DNA test recently revealed that he's a Fronczak in name only. A second, more extensive DNA test could help him find out a lot more about his own history. It's as much for his daughter and wife as for his own peace of mind. But Paul is worried about how the news will be received by the kindly couple who raised him.
I was like, you really don't need to know that. You know, you're our son.
As far as they're concerned, you still are. I mean, you always will be.
Absolutely. And they're great parents. But I'd like to really...
Scan through the hours of old family movies, and it's clear the parents, Chester and Dora Fronczak, provided a loving family life for the boy who was stolen from them, then miraculously returned. Christmases, birthdays, family vacations. And it's because they were such good parents that telling them about the DNA test is going to be so hard.
You haven't told them yet, though.
No, I haven't. I'm going to. My dad's 82, my mom's 80 or 79. And, but I feel like even though it's probably going to throw them for a loop, I really think that they're going to be happy to know, because they had to be thinking about this their whole lives.
The story reads like a movie script. One day after Paul was born in a Chicago hospital, a woman dressed as a nurse kidnapped him and was never seen again, despite a massive nationwide manhunt and FBI investigation. 2.5 years later, a youngster was found abandoned outside a store in Newark. This was before DNA testing existed, so authorities took an educated guess that maybe the boy in New Jersey was the missing Fronczak baby.
And I started thinking, honestly, what are the chances that out of a kidnapped baby from Chicago, that I am their kidnapped child found in New Jersey 2.5 years later? It's pretty wild.
Because there wasn't proof positive, the Fronczaks had to adopt the boy they believed to be their own son. They raised him well, but never wanted to talk about it again.
And if we can get an answer for them, that'd be the best gift I could give them. You know, I mean, it's a sad thing to tell them, but it could be a great thing in the end.
Paul decided that a phone call simply wouldn't do.
Dear Mom and Dad.
So he wrote an impassioned letter to explain why he's pursuing the truth.
I've been struggling with the fact that I want to know if the real Fronczak baby is still alive and what happened. I also want to find out who I am and why I was abandoned at a variety store in Newark, New Jersey back in 1965.
The reaction to his letter was not good. Paul says his dad called, but didn't say anything about the substance of the letter. Instead, he was angry that the Fronczaks might once again become the focus of a media frenzy.
It didn't go quite the way I was hoping it would go.
They didn't really react to what's in the letter, though, did they?
No, the only thing that is really has my parents concerned is reporters, because they had a really bad experience back in '64, you know, reporters sleeping on their lawn.
Paul hopes his parents will adjust to the idea once it sinks in, and he hopes the public can help him find out who he is and why he was abandoned. It's important for his wife and daughter to know, too.
I will tell you that when she was born in the hospital, I didn't let her leave my side once. Not at all. Yeah. Right? I don't care how many credentials were flashed in my face. Right? Right, Emma?
They'll still be your parents.
Always my parents. Great people raised me the way I am today. I just think it'd be really cool if we actually found the real kidnapped baby.
George Knapp, 8 News Now.